Hi, my name is Rafael Ospina and I'm a master's student at Universidad ICESI in Colombia. I will introduce some results from our research project called Augmented Reality Game for Brand Recognition and Recall. First, imagine you are in a supermarket. You are walking through all the corridors and have thousands of products, one followed by the other. The experience is usually boring and the presentation of the packages and brand names is the only thing that changes. It is very hard for a company to make an impact on you, the customer, to highlight their products. But how can we change the customer experience in a retail context? And how can we close the gap between the physical and online shops? One answer is to use augmented reality technology, which mixes the best characteristics of the physical world and the digital one. Different researchers have measured the quality of the user's experience through AR. However, here we focus also on the impact of AR on brand recall and recognition. Brand recall is when the consumer recognizes a brand using only information from its own memory. And brand recognition is when consumers recognize and discriminate the brand when any of its elements is shown. To test the impact of AR, we selected a coffee brand called Hyosma as our target brand. We designed an AR mobile app which allowed users to have three different experiences. When looking at the front of the package, people could see different pictures showing the coffee production process. When looking at the label, a video showed a farmer talking about the history of Hyosma. And then, when looking at the back, people could play an interactive game. Thus, we created three test groups. The first one is a traditional retail context called Base, where a user looks three different coffee products including our target brand. In the second context, called AR, the user interacts with our target brand using our AR mobile app. The last context, called Control, presents a non-common scenario where the user spends all the time looking only at our target brand. We assign participants randomly to one of the three groups. During the interaction, users were recorded to make a post-analysis of their reactions. At the end of the test, participants should answer a US form about their experience with the test and they got a coffee sample with a QR code. After they left, we measured who explored the QR code. Also, 24 hours after the test, we sent them a survey to test brand recall and brand recognition. For brand recall, people had to remember the brand name. After that, for brand recognition, people could select the brand name among four options. Our participants were recruited in Universidad ICESI. They were 35 women and 55 men. All of them were regular coffee consumers and were experienced mobile users. After analyzing our data, we found the following results. First, a very important finding is that in comparison to a user retail experience, AR interaction improved brand recall and brand recognition, going from 0% in the base group to 25% when recalling the name, and from 38% to 70% for brand recognition. Second, we found that for brand recall and recognition, AR experience is similar to the control group. However, being focused only one product during 3 minutes in a retail context is not a common scene. On the other hand, AR experience created a less frustrating environment with a more engagement to participants. Third, with a confidence of 80%, we found a relation between the times you see the brand name and the success to recall it. This result favors the AR content, which is the scenario with a median of 14 brand views against 2.5 views for the base group. Finally, we realized that AR evoked more interest in people to do an omnichannel activity, which increased 20% in AR compared to the base group. Additionally, people having the AR experience decided to participate in the omnichannel activity even 7 days after the test, in comparison to 8 hours for the control group and no one for the base group. To sum up, experimental results revealed that AR improved brand recall and recognition by creating an engaging environment. Also, the AR experience motivated people to participate in an omnichannel activity based on a QR interaction. These results show the influence of well-designed AR experiences on brand recall and recognition, opening the possibility for new technology in retail environments. Thank you very much for your attention.